I owe you all an explanation. Before we get into the video, I just want to say, I made a video recently saying J. Cole subtracted himself and that was the best thing he could have done. And we're going to go deeper into it. So if you don't have time to watch this video, watch it over the weekend. Take time. If you're on the toilet, if you got some time to listen to it in the car, this is probably going to be one of the best videos I've ever made. And I can honestly say that I'm literally putting all my heart and all my thought into this video. Think about subscribing. I also made a video recently saying no more stock market talk. No more stocks talk. I'm done. And I'm standing by that, but I need to explain how I came to that. But let me backtrack a little bit. A lot of you have been rocking with me since my channel name was Vampire Blocker. The reason why I started my channel Vampire Blocker was to stop the drain on people. I used to do an expression, stop the drain of people draining your resources, your energy, your time, just draining your positivity. And then I realized that was kind of hard for people to remember. And I changed it to VPB Money Man. I used the abbreviations of Vampire Blocker, VPB Money Man. And then I was kind of like, I actually spoke to some other influencers who are bigger than me. They emailed me and they said, dude, people are not going to remember that name. And it is kind of cheesy, like Money Man, So then I was on a vacation and we were on a catamaran. And people were swinging off the rope into the water, into the Caribbean, beautiful water. And there was this old guy. He had to be about 75 years old. And everybody just kept walking past him. And you could tell he wanted to go. And then he just stood up, he grabbed the rope and he swung out. And then he swam back. And the people who were working on the catamaran, they were like, we didn't think you would want to do that. And he goes, no regrets. That's when I got the idea for the No Regret Show. So let me really get into why I decided to stop talking about stocks and why I feel like J. Cole is the smartest one to subtract himself. On YouTube Finance, you have the people who are going to say there's going to crash in the market. And you got the people who just want bull markets. I'm neither. I don't care. I literally went as far as deleting my Charles Schwab app and my Fidelity app. I wrote down the passwords, stored them in a secure location. I don't give a damn what the stock market does. You want to know why? I'm 43 years old. I don't need that money right now, and I don't want that money right now. So whatever the stock market does from day to day, week to week, month to month, I don't care. I don't. I'm in the S&P 500 and I'm in the total stock market index fund. I have some international. A lot of you, I put my portfolio up and I actually hit my 1 year rebalancing. You're supposed to rebalance once a year. I literally did all my contributions from work now to the S&P 500, the FXAIX. Here's why. Here's why I don't care. And here's why I'm going to talk to you why there's a lot of influencers out here. I'm on to them. And I peeped their game a long time ago. And this is why I'm done with them too. Every time I pass a Starbucks, I will know my portfolio is okay because Starbucks is in the S&P 500. Every time I pass a McDonald's, a Home Depot, a Costco, a Lowe's, no, not the movie theater, Lowe's home renovation. Every time I pass an AMC theater because they're in the total stock market index fund too. Every time I pass a Toyota dealership, I know it's in the international market. Every time I eat a Ghirardelli chocolate, I know it's in the international market. Every time I see somebody on an Apple phone, I have a Samsung. I know I'm good and I'm covered, so I don't care. There's a popular saying, when you read The Intelligent Investor, I don't know and I don't care. If you could not watch your portfolio for the next 20 years, as long as these big companies and you're passing them, Caterpillar, Bulldozer, Stanley Black & Decker, your portfolio's intact. Every time you see Cardinal Healthcare, Merck, Prudential, T. Rowe Price, Bank of America, Chase, you're good. So I don't care about stocks anymore like that. I just really don't. Once a year, I will show my work portfolio on how I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to work. But now it's time to start living life. Because once you set up a plan, you don't change it. If you need to change your plan week to week, month to month, day to day, year to year, something's wrong. Something's off. You're supposed to set it and forget it and never look at it until you need the money for a college education, a home, a medical emergency. You just leave it alone. Or unless the index fund you're in all of a sudden says we're going to start investing all this money into tomatoes, you might want to get out of that fund and go to another S&P 500 fund. But I want to say shout out to a subscriber, Alonzo. He said, your channel name has changed, but your message has always been the same. Yes, it has always been the same. Now, what I'm about to show you is my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth, but a lot of these influencers, they've changed the way they look over time. Let's take Keenan Grace for an example. Who remembers when he used to have this little bow tie on? I don't know what he was going for. I could not pinpoint who he was trying to be or what he was trying to go for. But then I remember there was a YouTuber up here and it came back to me. Joseph Hogue, the Let's Talk Money, they look identical. And Joseph Hogue actually started something called Bowtie Nation. And did you see how they look identical? Joseph Hogue has been out since 2017, 2016, maybe 2018. And then Keenan Grace popped up. Now, I'm going to get into Keenan Grace's story by his own account. Back then, I'm thinking, now this is my opinion, maybe we're going to show what he looks like now, but he was going for something back then. This is what he looked like. I can guarantee you the stocks that he was pumping back then, he's no longer pumping them now. And I'm going to expose all their secrets today because I've been approached by these brokerage institutions to pump crypto and stocks, and I choose not to. I've been approached by other influencers to join their little crews and, start pumping crap because they know that I have more knowledge than them, but I decline through email, through comments. Some of you may have seen I've been approached by Stock Brother, an idiot who doesn't even have a face. He's a cartoon and has over 40,000 subscribers. But the stocks that this person was pumping back then, I can guarantee you ChargePoint, NEO, Workhorse, AMC, GameStop, Hyliion. And then he changed his look again. Why do you think he changed his look? What was he going for? Was he going for more militant? Was he going for more Black Pantherish? Or maybe he needed to change his look. This is my opinion, allegedly. Maybe he needed to change his look because he needed to get away from all of what he pumped before, and maybe people wouldn't recognize him. So he changed his look and he got away from that whole bow tie, suit and tie. He even changed his studio. He's not even in the same studio no more. And now, what does he have going on? A Schoolboy Q, Kanye West look. You got the backpack. You got the gold chain. You got the hat on. Are we going for like a hipster cool, Kid Cudi look? I have no clue. But their message has changed. If you go to their past videos, even the bass player, Larry Jones, his whole style switched up. His price predictions back then are not what they are now. So this is why I had to subtract myself, because there's a popular saying. If you argue with an asshole from afar, a person can't tell who the asshole is. So I just subtracted myself. I will let actions speak louder than words, because the more they talk, the more they make themselves look like idiots with the stocks that they throw out. And here's the lingo that they use. Let's emphasize the lingo that they use now. They don't really talk about long-term investing like they did back then. If you go back to when Keenan had the little bow tie on, when he's talking about ChargePoint, he would say these are long-term holds. Now, everything they say is a swing trade. It's a get up, wait, hold on. Get in, get up, and get out. Because they don't want to hold any liability for when you lose money. Here's the other selling tactic that they use. We told the family when to get in. We told the family when it went up. We told the family when to get out in the Patreon. We gave you the alerts in the Patreon. So what they're trying to do is attract more people to pay them. Oh, you want to know when we got out? You should have been in the Patreon. Oh, I sold that. You didn't know? Should have been in the Patreon. I alerted the Patreon family. Oh, no. I made money on that. I sold that always at the top, and I sold it, got out all the way at the top, as always, and I got out when it was at its peak, and I bought it at its lowest. There's also a popular saying, you are the best market timer in the world, you have a crystal ball, or you're a lying piece of shit. Which one do you think they are? I'm going to go with the one that I know they are. You got people following bass players. You got people following bass players who recruited other people to join them. You know, Stocks with Josh. You got people that have fundraisers on YouTube. So this is why I decided, miss me with all that. I'm done. I'm just going to live life, not worry about what goes on in the stock market. I don't care. I'm going to live life. And while every day they talk about a new play, a new crypto, a new stock, more and more people will get crushed. And I'll just sit back. Now, I will cover these things. When something catastrophic happens, I'll cover it in the stock market. When something catastrophic happens with one of them, when they literally get crushed and people are out for their heads, I will cover that. But it will happen in time. You just got to let them keep talking. Let them keep talking. One day it's Workhorse. Go back to their old videos. I've always said this. Go back to the videos of the past. Is there any stock? You may catch an Apple or a Tesla, but you remember they were pumping ARK, Cathie Woods, even Mommy Trader. Her name is not Mommy Dividend Investor. It's not Mommy. All of a sudden, Mommy Trader is making videos about her buying real estate. Who's been talking about real estate? Somebody else I know, some no regrets guy, has been saying, whatever. Her name's Mommy Trader. If you go back to her older videos, the ones, you actually can't see the ones that she deleted, but there's videos of her buying ARK at its peak. Her buying companies at their peak, and then she never talks about them again. You see, that's the best thing about YouTube. People have a short memory span. They forget the people they were following and what they got into. And I got to come out and say this. A lot of black and brown people and poor people are very forgiving. All they got to do is tell you a sob story. Do you notice they always have a headache? Sorry, family, I'm battling this headache. Sorry, family. Sorry, family, I had a death in the family. Family, I had a death in the family. Sorry, family, I'm battling these sinuses, family. Hey, family, I stubbed my pinky toe on the nightstand last night, family. Hey, family, I need your prayers, family. I'm about to lose my big toenail, family. Have you ever noticed they always need your money, your prayers, or your sympathy? They're feeding on you. They're feeding on you. It's my birthday, family. Hey. I've asked this question before. The people that follow them, are you retired yet? Are you at financial freedom? Are you done with the workforce? Are you somewhere eating pineapple with your feet up, getting fanned, not working anymore? No, you're still going to work, hoping for the heydays of when everything they said went up, when it was a bull market in 2020, 2021, 2022 even. And then everything came crashing down once interest rates go up. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't worry about the markets. I don't. And I'm not going to worry about them anymore. I don't care. I don't work for Apple. I don't work for Microsoft. I don't work for Tesla. I don't work for Stanley Black & Decker. I don't work for Home Depot. I don't work for Hardin. I do not work for American Water Company. I don't work for them. And guess what? As long as I go to work as a longshoreman and containers are coming in, I know my portfolio is intact because I deal with import and export firsthand. I see the cars when they come in. I see the people when they're taking cruises. I see the containers. We're building cranes. More and more cranes are going up. So that means they are expecting more product. There is no Wall Street and there is no stock market without the longshoremen, baby. Without the longshoremen and the ILA on the front lines, there is no trade. There is no economy. So I see it firsthand. The day we get laid off and there is no more longshoremen, I would worry. But until then, I ain't worried about nothing. So this is why I stopped worrying about the market. I don't care. I own it all. Everything from AMC to Neo to Apple to Microsoft to MicroStrategy. I own all that shit because I own a total stock market index fund. I own bonds. I own international. I own emerging, and I own S&P 500. I own it all. So every time they talk about it, I ain't got to worry about it. If it goes up, I own it. If it goes down, I bought it at a discount. Dollar cost average every month until either God calls me home or I retire. Until then, I don't give a shit what it does. And when I invest in my Roth IRA every year, the maximum contribution, I don't even got to download the app for that. I'll go right to Charles Schwab's website, put the money in, put it in the total stock market index fund, done, and not even look at it. No regrets. Get it.